Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing how to get through Christmas after a breakup. I provide audio coaching to help people try and get their ex back or get a new girlfriend or boyfriend. Check out my website for more details. www.dateme.tips. Please check your spam and junk folders if you are expecting an email from me. So now let's get back into today's podcast. And today we are discussing how to get through Christmas after a breakup. If you have gone through a breakup, then Christmas time can be one of the most difficult periods of the year. The holiday season is often a time of happiness for many, but for those people who have gone through breakups, it can be painful, challenging, and distressing. In today's podcast, I'm going to give 3 pieces of advice about how to get through Christmas after a breakup. So let's get straight into this, and point number 1 is the day will come and go. It's so important to remember that Christmas Day, or any day for that matter, is the same length as any other day. The day will come and the day will go. The sun will rise and the sun will set. Sometimes we can build certain days up in our mind to have a lot more power, a lot more value than other days, but whether or not you believe that to be true, what can't be argued is that the same length of time will go through Christmas Day as will some random day in March. Once you get this into your mindset, once you can understand that the day will come and go, you can better approach the day of Christmas and the holiday season as a whole and realise that you will get through this. Okay, and in essence, it doesn't matter what your ex may be doing because that time will come and go for them as well. One of the biggest concerns that a dumpee will have during Christmas time is that their ex, the dumper, is having a wonderful time with somebody new. Now, the truth is often a lot more mundane. The truth is often a lot more boring than you would think in your mind. But whatever the truth is, again, this time will come and this time will go. You may go through Christmas Day really stressful, worrying, thinking about your ex, hoping for that text message, really wondering and getting stressed out about the possibility that your ex is with somebody else right now. And the truth is, you don't know what they're thinking. The truth is, you don't know who they're with. The truth is, you don't know if they was about to text you and then at the last moment thought, you know what, I just can't do this right now, maybe in the future. So even if you don't get that text, it doesn't mean you might not get a text in the future. There is no 100% guaranteed way to get your ex back, but this also means that there's no guaranteed situation, which means you definitely won't get them back. So just because you might not hear from your ex during the holiday season, it doesn't mean that you might not hear from them in January, February, March, or beyond. When Christmas Day comes and Christmas Day goes, you will move in your mind and think, hey, I've got through this. It doesn't really matter what my ex was doing during that time. It is now another day. So whether or not they had a great time, whether or not they had a bad time, or most often they have a fairly plain, mundane time, the next day on the calendar will tick on, and so on, and so on, and so will you. So always remember that Christmas Day, or any particular day that you hold a lot of value in, is still only 24 hours long. So when you're thinking, how can I get through this? Well, you've got through today, you got through yesterday. Christmas Day, it's just another day on the calendar in that respect. And it doesn't mean you might not hear from your ex again if you don't hear from them on that actual day. So now let's get into point number 2 and the second point of today's podcast about how to get through Christmas after a breakup. And point number 2 is don't be alone. What I would say is Christmas Day, the holiday season, any special day on the calendar, it's really important that you focus your energies on other people, not thinking about your ex sitting at home alone. So I would strongly suggest that you surround yourself with other people, whether this is family, whether this is friends. And if this isn't possible, for whatever reason, try to have a phone call, a video call, a text conversation with a friend or family member. Failing that, go and try to find something social to do with people that you might not even know. Just make sure you aren't alone. Being alone with your thoughts is not the best situation. I would always say that our mind, our brain, often isn't on our side. When we let our mind and our brain tell us its own thoughts, goes in the direction it wants to, unfortunately, it often goes to the worst case scenario. Our brain doesn't say, hey, don't worry. Your ex is probably doing something really boring and they might text you in a month or so. It's not going to do that. Instead, your brain, your mind is probably going to say, hey, look, your ex will definitely never contact you again. And your ex is probably with somebody new right now and they'll be getting married next week. None of this is likely to be true. But our own brain, our own mind does not help us. It's not on our side. It's not on our team. And that is really, really frustrating, but it is the truth. So don't be alone. If you are alone, then you are just with your thoughts, and your thoughts are not going to help you. Make sure that you spend time, hopefully physically, with other people, but if not, definitely on a call of some kind, of video call ideally. Really start to feel a part of things. You might not want to go to a party. You might not want to spend time with specific people within your friendship group or your family. You might think, I just want to be alone. But trust me, it's not going to help you. It's going to make you feel worse. So try to find that strength. Try to find that energy. Send that text message. Accept that invitation. Go out and meet people. And as I said earlier on in point number 2, if you have to go out and meet people that you have never met before by doing some type of social activity in your town or your city or whatever, then go and do that. Being around people is much better, generally speaking, than being alone. Now, there may be times where you just want some quiet time to reflect. Of course, everybody needs that. But don't lock yourself in your room, alone, in the dark, all day, during the whole holiday season, or whatever it may be, because that won't help you. You will feel a sadness. You will be confused by the thoughts of your brain not helping you, giving you the worst case scenario that is likely untrue, and it's just not going to get you through as easy as it would do if you were with other people. I'm not here to say that it's going to be easy, even if you're with friends or family, but what I will say is going to be much better for you to be surrounded with different voices, giving their own perspective on life, maybe laughter, maybe conversation, maybe music. Those types of things will start to drown out your own mind, thinking about things which are likely to not even be true. So now let's get into point number 3 and the final point of today's podcast about how to get through Christmas after a breakup. And point number 3 is treat yourself. Now, sometimes people get really, really upset because all they want to do is buy their ex a gift. And I would strongly suggest you do not buy your ex a Christmas present. A Christmas present should be bought for your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, your partner, but not your ex. Presents are not for exes. So instead, spend that money on you. Spend that money to buy yourself a gift. I would say go as far as to wrap it up, give yourself that experience. Buy something that you really, really want. Wrap it up. And then on Christmas Day, you will actually go through the experience of unwrapping and enjoying that moment. Now, of course, obviously, you will know what it is. You were the one who wrapped it. But it can still be a lot of fun to get something you really, really want, but not actually use it until the day itself. Don't unwrap it until Christmas Day. Go through that experience, enjoy it, treat yourself. Now, maybe you're not actually going to get a physical gift. Maybe it is an experience, but again, the same kind of thing. Treat yourself. Whether or not this experience is on Christmas Day, maybe it is later in the year, the start of next year, maybe it's just before Christmas Day. If you want to get yourself an experience, it still counts as a treat. Treat yourself, enjoy yourself, spoil yourself. You can't do it with your ex. It's not right. It's not going to help you. They don't deserve it, but you do. So spend the money you would have done on your ex, on you. Let me know in the YouTube comments what you might get yourself if you're going to do that. It can be a lot of fun. It can take your mind off things somewhat. And even if you can just deflect your thoughts for a few hours, that is worthwhile. Thinking of your ex 24/7 will not help. Do anything you can to deflect your mindset. As long as it's not mind-expanding substances, okay, that isn't going to help, okay? So stay away from changing your mind via substances. But if you can do it through maybe kind of organic means, you might say, by getting yourself a gift, spending time with friends, those types of good, wholesome things, then that is absolutely wonderful, because you don't deserve to be tortured, certainly not by your own thoughts. So treat yourself. You deserve it. Enjoy Christmas Day. Unwrap something you've got yourself. Maybe do an experience, but spend the money that you would have done on your ex on you. If you believe that this podcast has helped you, then please consider buying me a coffee. The link to do so is in the description.